morning, dear students. So, in today's class, we are going to discuss about the applications of Bernoulli's principle. Okay. In the last previous class, we have discussed the Bernoulli's theorem or the Bernoulli's principle. It states that the sum of the pressure energy, kinetic energy, and potential energy of an ideal fluid is always constant, having a streamline flow. Okay, so that is what we have discussed in the yesterday's class, and also we also discussed the explanation of the Bernoulli's principle also. Okay, now in today's class we are going to discuss about the applications of Bernoulli's principle. In that first one, the dynamic lift of an airfoil. How the airfoil is going to be lifted. Okay, I think we are seeing, you students, I think you have might have seen this one, how the airplane is going to be take lift. Okay, so there how the airfoil is going to be lifted. So that is dynamic lift of an airfoil. Say for example, this is airfoil. Okay, the above surface is convex surface and the below one is that is the lower surface is convex surface. Now the air is in this direction. Okay. So now this is an airfoil here. The air above the surface of an airfoil, the air which is above the airfoil has a largest velocity. Here it has a largest velocity. Velocity is here greater velocity. It has a greater velocity. And the air below the airfoil it has a low velocity. So here we know that according to the Bernoulli's principle, the air above the airfoil which has a greater velocity has a less pressure here. It has a less pressure. And the air below the airfoil which has a low velocity has a high pressure here. You can say high pressure. So due to this, what happens here? Because of this high pressure below the airfoil, what it does? It lifts the airfoil in the upward direction. There we can see the lifting of an airfoil. This is how the Bernoulli's principle here it is being applied here. Okay. So what the thing is that the air which is above the airfoil has a greater velocity. Okay, this is a convex surface, so here the velocity is greater here. It has high velocity, and the air below the airfoil has a less velocity. So due to this, according to the Bernoulli's principle which I will discuss in yesterday's class, so where the velocity is greater, then the pressure is low here. There is a low pressure here. There is a low pressure, and where the velocity is less here, there it has a high pressure. Due to this, what happens here? So the vertical component. Right? The vertical component. This one says is L here. It is the vertical component. So it moves in the upward. It lifts because of due to high pressure, it lifts the airfoil in the upward direction. So in this way, the dynamic lift of an airfoil is going to take place under the Bernoulli's principle. Okay, so this is one application, and the second one is blood flow and heart attack. How the heart attack takes place. Okay, so normally if you have an artery, say for example, Normally the blood flows through the arteries. Okay. Right now, how the heart attack is going to be happens. So here, because of due to the accumulation of the plaques in the inner wall of the artery, what happens? The artery is going to be constricted at one point, and where it is being constricted, there the speed of the blood flow it increases here. Speed of the blood flow it increases. The velocity of the blood flow increases because of due to the increase in the velocity of the blood flow. What happens? Here the blood pressure it becomes low, as according to the Bernoulli's principle, where the velocity is high, there the pressure will be low. So because of due to the low pressure, again when it passes through this constricted area of this artery, again when it comes through this artery, when it passes through the constricted area, again the speed of the blood flow again it increases here, and again the blood pressure will be decreases. So because of due to this decrease in the because of due to the decrease in the pressure of the blood, here the heart attack is going to be happens. Okay. So how it is being happening here? So here, because of due to the accumulation of plaque means whatever that is a cholesterol or a fat, you can say it, which happens in an artery. Because of due to the accumulation of this all cholesterol, what happens? That at the constricted area, that is the constricted area, the speed of the blood flow increases. Okay, because the area is decreasing here. As we know that where the area is less, there the fluid velocity will increases. So here the area becomes less here, and the velocity increases. Velocity of the blood increases, and because of due to this, the blood pressure it decreases. So because of decrease in the blood pressure, the heart attack is going to be happens. Okay, so this is how the this is all about the applications of the Bernoulli's principle. Next topic we will discuss the viscosity. Next, we discuss the viscosity. Okay. So the definition of. So before that, what is this? What do you mean by this viscosity? Let me explain this one. So before that, let us consider an example here. So example is nothing but what here? Say for example, I have taken a container here. Okay, I have taken the container. It is filled with water. Okay, it is filled with water here. So what I have done here, I just stir this liquid using a rod. Okay, in circular manner. Okay, in circular manner, I am going to stir this liquid. So what happens? Because of stirring this liquid, the speed of the liquid goes on increases. Okay, तो यहाँ पे जब मैं इसको स्टिर कर रहा था, यहाँ पे इसके अंदर जो अलग-अलग different layers जो form हो रहे liquid के, okay, so because of forming the different layers, so the different layers are rotating with different velocity. There are some slow moving layers and there are some high fast moving layers also. There are some slow moving there are some layers which are moving with low velocity, that is slow velocity, and there are some layers which are moving with a high velocity. So these slow moving layers, what they will do, they will always oppose the fast, they always retard the fast moving layers. Okay, fast moving liquid layers, and these fast moving layers of liquid, what they will do, they always try to accelerate the slow moving layers. Okay, so during this, there we can observe that there is a force of friction is going to be acting between between the different layers of the fluid. That force of friction is nothing but what that is viscous. It is called as a viscous. So such property is called as viscosity. Such property is called as viscosity. So one more example I will tell you, dear students. Say for example, if I take any solid body, when it slides over another solid body, then there we can observe that some force of friction is going to be acting between the two solids bodies. Suppose for example, there is a table here. On that I have kept a table is also a solid body, and I have kept one brick here. So what I will do, I will just move this solid body over this table, wooden table, as this wood is also a solid body. So what happens when I slide this wooden block, a brick block, over this horizontal surface of the table, then there will be some force of friction is going to be acting between the brick and the surface of the table. So here, that is what that force of friction only we can observe in liquids also. So when I am stirring that liquid in a container with a rod, then I can able to see some number of circular layers in a container. So those number of layers, different layers, are moving with different velocity. There are some fast moving layers also, there are some slow moving layers also. So slow moving layers, what they will do, they always oppose they always retard the fast moving layers. Okay. So and the fast moving layers, what they will do, they will always try to accelerate the slow moving liquid layers. Okay. So there in between them, there will be acting always some force of friction between the different layers. That is called as viscous. That force of friction is called as the viscous. And such property which is showing is called as viscosity. That is called as viscosity. So that is all the viscosity. So exact definition I will write on the board here. Just to note down that one. So this is the definition, exact definition of the viscosity. So the property of a liquid by virtue of which an opposing force comes into play between the different layers of liquid whenever there is a relative motion between these layers of the liquid is called as viscosity. Okay, just now I have given you that example here. So I have taken this container here which is filled with water and just stirring this water. So the liquid which is sliding, it slides the surface, which slides the sides of the vessel or a container has least velocity. जो लिक्विड कंटेनर के साइड से जो स्लाइड होते हुए रोटेट हो रहा है, उसका वेलोसिटी कम होता है. And if I go towards the center, there I can observe a greater speed. Okay, so we can observe some different layers here. That is what it says, that the property of a liquid by virtue of which an opposing force comes into play. What opposing force is coming into play between the different layers? Here the layers are moving with least velocity along the sides of the beaker, and some of the layers which are towards the center, they are moving with a greater speed. So these different layers of a liquid, whenever there is a relative motion between these layers of the liquid, such property is called as that is viscosity. Okay, so यहाँ पे उनके बीच में जो opposing force act हो रहा है, this opposing force when it is comes into play between the different layers when they are in relative motion. relative motion. That properties what does the viscosity. Okay. So this is all about in today's class we have discussed. So in the next class we'll continue with the new topic. Okay. Thank you dear students.